How many times is Monique going to eat these girls up, eat these raccoons up for y'all to believe everything that she's ever said is the truth? Period.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
Another one, thank you. Monique Samuels, Monique, the queen of comedy. Monique, the girl who has no problem telling like it is and getting these high-paid raccoons together each and every week. I love it. So recently it came out that DL Hughley had some words for Monique. Girl, homeboy was upset. They were doing a comedy show and DL Hughley argument was that he is on the marquee, he's the first name, he's the headliner, and that Monique is doing the stuff that Lee Daniels was talking about and Oprah was calling her out for. He posted this on Instagram. All you have to do is check the order of the names on the ticket stub from last night and you'll see who's confused. Against my better judgment over the objections of my team and 4 other occasions where I said no, I decided to take a chance and work with Monique. Oprah was the problem. Tyler Perry was the problem. Charlamagne was the problem. Steve Harvey was the problem. Lee Daniels was the problem. Netflix was the problem. Now it's my turn. At some point, it can't be everyone else. It's you. Lesson learned. I didn't have anything personal against Monique. People paid a lot of money to laugh, not hear about your contract. Apparently, the role you played in Pressures turned out to be an autobiography. I wonder who's next. DL Hughley. Now, the last point, she kind of chewed a little bit, like chew. But if there's one thing Monique can do is make a joke out of anything. Like, she literally made a joke about anal sex. Like, sis is talented. This was her. The fact that you point the people to the ticket stubs for the order of the names versus to your contract implies that you don't have a contract that shows you are the headliner like I do. Either show your contract or be quiet. But I thank you, DL. She put the names and she put DL small, kept screaming. Felt like I was looking at the Tinder profile. Because you're the reason why I fight for my people like I do. Anytime you open for the Kings of Comedy, I was the headliner for the Queens of Comedy. And you think you should close the show over me is a prime example of the bias that black women have to deal with in this business. The fact that she capitalized to being black, I love it. I'm here for it. Monique has it. Now, I know she has issues with the bonnet outside and all the other stuff, but that's that generation. I'm dealing with them right now. But Monique has a point. Every time Monique speaks about this, she's doing not just herself some work, but she's also, the work that she's pushing against is also the work for the other black female comedians that are coming after her. And she's speaking about the issues that black women experience in Hollywood. This is a part of it. Now, DL Hughley responded to her and posted a contract. It was a memo. It was a deal memo, which makes, like, this reminds me of the situation that I experienced last year where people can post little snippets of things and then people who do not know the industry and how things work don't see the issue like, oh my gosh, like, been blown away. But folks who do know and realize that this is a deal memo, this is not a final contract, this is not, honestly, when I was working at the Marriott, this looks like the banquet order, like, hey girl, y'all need 1,500 plates, this much food, this and that. It's not like the final thing, but it's like this is what we've been projected to do. And this is not a signed contract. And DL Hughley posted this. After this, I don't want to hear no more about this. Here it is in black and white. The only thing black and white is personal and bank info. Pay attention to headliner, highest paid artists on show, artists to have approval, a lineup of the show, DL Hughley, closing, receipts, opinions. I got everything that was stated in my contract, everything. But let's not say I didn't. My beef wouldn't be with you. My beef wouldn't be with anyone but the promoter and or my team. I damn sure wouldn't make it personal. If you have a problem, take it up with management, and by that I mean yours. Now, baby, Monique responded with an official contract that says Hicks Media Inc., FSO, Monique Hicks, PKA, Monique. baby has the closing, no, I said the closing attorney, have the CEO attorney on here. The agreement, like, it's signed, it's everything, girl, it's detailed. She even has the PDF. In the email, like, these are receipts. She's showing the email about everything. Hi again, thank you so much for everything attached. Please find the RS for Saturday. Blessings to you all. Like, she is dropping the receipts, and Monique is closing the show. Monique is closing the show. Like, you literally see it here. Like, show schedule, all of this in Detroit. This is it. Like, this is it. And like, Monique dropping the receipt. They put a picture. The way Monique ate DL Hughley up, the way I could just see her eating him up is the same. Like, I just imagine from the Parkers when she was chopping and they put the Parkers and she just chewed DL Hughley up. DL Hughley is not smart. He's not intelligent. He is not the best comedian. Girl, your radio show is basic. I mean, the only people who are listening to radio shows right now, like, nobody's listening to radio like that. Folks are listening to podcasts. Like, they're not listening to radio show. The only folks who are listening to radio show don't have access or don't know about other stuff that has better talent. So you only getting the girls who are going to the nail shop and getting their nails done, and the TV just so happens to be on Judge Joe Brown. Like, that's the audience of your folks. People don't like really have that much access to other stuff. DL Hughley has never been funny. He's not even the best out of the Kings of Comedy. Like, I don't even remember any of his jokes from the Kings of Comedy. I remember Cedric the Entertainer. I remember Bernie Mac. And I remember Steve Harvey. Like, DL Hughley, like, even the show that you had on UPN or whatever it is this week, she didn't eat. Like, it's not memorable. It was okay. Like, DL Hughley is just not that good of a comedian. DL Hughley has been able to do as much as he's been able to do with the fact that he looks like what he does. But he's not that good. I think he's decent, but not funny. Like, he was standing next to two of the most known comedians, dark-skinned comedians, Bernie Mac and Cedric the Entertainer. Like, girl, you're just not giving it, DL. And I'm glad that Monique aired him out. I know Monique didn't want to do that, but you get tired of folks trying you. Now, when Monique, they posted a video of her running. You remember your eyes scream? Because DL Hughley is a tap dancer. He is not smart at all. He has no knowledge of what is going on and what black folks really truly need. He's just not. He's not well read. He's just not that girl. He's just not. And I can't stand to hear his voice. The sight of him makes my eyeballs itch, to be honest. And I'm glad that Monique cleared the hell out of him, as she should, because he is a raccoon. He's a certified raccoon, which is why I don't listen to him, because he's not steering black folks in the right direction. I think he said something before that was transphobic or homophobic or something. He's just stupid. He's not even stupid enough to be intelligent as a Steve Harvey and get paid to be a raccoon. He's not even the highest paid raccoon, to be honest. Like, you're the lowest paid raccoon. And what did our girl do? The pest control. Monique swept him right on up. Like, Monique is hilarious. Like, and that's, like, y'all know I love Monique for several reasons, but Monique is legendary. She's funny. She's funny. Like, Monique has been able to do way more stuff and has awarded way more stuff than the DL Hughley. Like, let's be completely honest. You can't tell me any joke from DL Hughley right off without Googling right now. Like, a lot of people, there is no iconic moments in DL Hughley's career as a comedian that you can just shout. Like, there's so much stuff I can shout from, like, Cedric the Entertainer and Bernie Mac right off the top of my head. Like, right off the top of my head. DL Hughley does not have that shtick. He doesn't have it. Even Steve Harvey, who I'm not a fan of, has some of it. But DL Hughley, girl, you're the lowest paid. Girl, you're the lowest paid. You're not that girl. And the way he called her out specifically, like it was giving ass kisser to Oprah and all. Let me tell you something. Oprah is not inviting you to the Legends Ball or the Legends Dinner. You're not a legend. Like, you just so happen to be living, but you're not a living legend. You just so happen to be the last of the persons who was sitting next to the legends. Like, girl, you can't even touch the hem of Bernie Mac's career. Like, you can't touch, like, you're not a successful comedian, girl. Like, you just have like a little run-of-the-mill comedy show. Like, to be honest, if it came down to listening to you or Charlamagne the God, I would rather listen to Charlamagne the God. At least he catches his ignorance sometimes. You don't. And I'm glad that Monique chewed him up, as she should. Hilarious. Like, this is the contract. This, I promise you, reminds me of the situation that I was in, where somebody tried to pick and cherry pick the stuff to put out. It's like, no, girl, post the contract where you signed. What you posted, DL, was a memo. That's not a contract. Monique's stuff is right here. This is a contract. This is the contract. Like, this is it. And then it says Monique is closing the show from 9:40 to 10:25. And it's okay. It's okay. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't understand what the big issue was, but she was, she ate him up, girl. She said there were some of you who were fooled by the smoke and mirrors of DL posting his deal memo versus his performance agreement. Here's my performance agreement. Here are the emails and texts confirming that, as per usual, I'm going to always keep it real and honest with my people. If you notice, mine has signatures and DL does not. What type of ironclad agreement doesn't have the signatures of the participants involved? Apparently DL's do. Apparently DL's, LOL. Now, you told me to check with my management, and this is what I came up with. So how did I do? Perhaps you should have taken your own advice, because I'm sure your team would have advised you against trying to pass a deal memo off as a contract. To those out there who thought a deal memo was the same as a performance agreement, especially some of the comedians, this is how we're constantly taken advantage of by the business. And just so you know, the promoter already told my team before the show that you didn't have a signed agreement. That's why I'm not surprised you're using a deal memo. That said, maybe they lied and you actually have a contract. If so, the promoters have put themselves in a terrible position to have more legal action against them, taken against them. Beyond malicious concealment for breaking the contract at the last second, that said, DL, we the people will be waiting for your signed agreement. My contract, signed. Email with PDF, a run of show, additional email with RLS, what I walked into minutes after arriving to the theater, period. To my people who refuse to fall for the okie doke, and even those that do, I love y'all to life. Baby, y'all don't like Monique. Y'all don't like Monique because she's fat and she's loud and she tells the truth, and that's your problem. That's y'all problem. But Monique has always kept it 100. She has always kept it 100. Y'all folks who are rich and shameless are in the wrong. It's like Oprah is in the wrong, Tyler Perry is in the wrong. Like, all these folks have done Monique wrong, and sometimes the people who are not as rich are not the bad people. I don't know why people seem to think just because you're rich, you're a good person, you've done well. That's not true. We know how exploitation goes. We know how capitalism works at this point. You don't become a millionaire and a billionaire without exploiting people. That's what happens. You have to. You have to. DL Hughley is trying to be in some type of, camaraderie or something with them, and he looks a damn fool, to be honest, by cherry picking a deal memo and posting it. Girl, when I saw that, I said, girl, what is this, the order of what? This is not signed. And Monique's stuff was signed, sealed, and delivered, and that's the tea. Girl, tell me what y'all thought about this whole thing. I thought it was a key. I laughed, I screamed, I cried. It was funny. I need this moment. Thank you, Monique, for always keeping it real. Period.